Altrincham Line. The Altrincham Line is a tram line of the Manchester Metrolink running from Manchester to Altrincham in Greater Manchester. Originally a railway line, it was, along with the Bury Line, converted into a tramway during 1991–92 as part of the first phase of the Metrolink system. Route. The line runs southwest from Manchester city centre, rising from a ramp which takes the tracks onto the streets of central Manchester, just east of Deansgate Castlefield stop, and then runs along a former railway viaduct, parallel to the heavy rail Manchester to Warrington and Liverpool line as far as Cornbrook. Cornbrook stop was opened in 1999 as an interchange stop between the Altrincham and Eccles lines. The line then runs southwest along the former MSJ and AR line and connects the towns of Stretford and Sale before running to Altrincham. The line uses old railway lines converted to light rail operation and has no street running sections. The South Manchester and Airport lines both share tracks with the Altrincham line as far as just south of Trafford Bar, where they diverge at a junction. On the stretch between Timperley and the terminus at Altrincham, the alignment is shared with the Network Rail Mid-Cheshire line. There are two tracks. The tram line uses one track. Both Navigation Road Station and Altrincham Interchange are shared tram/train interchange stations. History. Pre-Metrolink. The line was originally a railway, the Manchester South Junction and Altrincham Railway MSJ and AR, which was opened in 1849, and ran between Altrincham and London Road Station, now Piccadilly in Manchester. Some trains running into Manchester Central via connection at Cornbrook. In response to competition from trams, which were taking away business from the railway, the line was electrified between London Road and Altrincham in 1931 using the 1500-volt DC overhead system. In 1958, services were cut back to terminate at Manchester-Oxford Road, as the line between Oxford Road and the recently renamed Piccadilly station had been re-electrified at 25 kV AC. By the late 1960s, the original 1500V DC system had become non-standard, and both the overhead line equipment and the electric rolling stock had reached the end of their working lives. It was clear they would need replacement. In 1971, British Rail converted the line to operate at the now standard 25 kV AC system and replaced the 40-year-old rolling stock with newer Class 304E News, which operated the line for the next 20 years until the line conversion to Metrolink. The Altrincham line was identified by transport planners in the 1980s as one of the local railway lines in the Greater Manchester area, which could be split off from the main line network and converted to light rail operation. It was chosen for conversion as part of the first phase of the Metrolink, along with the Manchester Victoria to Bury line to the north of Manchester. The two previously unconnected lines were to be linked together by a new street running line across Manchester city centre, which included a branch to Manchester Piccadilly railway station. Heavy rail services ended on the Altrincham line on 24 December 1991 in order for the conversion to light rail to begin. The conversion process involved converting the overhead electrification to work at the tramway standard of 750 volts DC and refurbishing the stations to improve access for the disabled, etc. Several stations were renamed. The former Old Trafford became Trafford Bar, while Warwick Road became Old Trafford. Also, a number of works were carried out in order to separate the line from the heavy rail network. The former Cheshire Lines Committee viaduct, which had run from Cornbrook into the former Manchester Central Station and had been disused since 1969, was repaired and brought back into use. However, instead of running into the former Central Station as the railway had done, the tracks were carried down into the streets by a new ramp just east of the former station. A new stop, originally known as G-Mex but now known as Deansgate Castlefield, was constructed alongside the former Central Station. British Rail built a new underpass at Cornbrook, thus taking the tramway from the former CLC viaduct and onto the former MSJ and AR route. On the southernmost section, between Timperley and Altrincham, British Rail remodeled the layout during 1991 in order to separate the Metrolink line from the heavy rail Mid-Cheshire Line, which also ran into Altrincham. The two-track alignment was separated, so one track was used for trams, and the other by trains, both operating bidirectionally. Mid-Cheshire Line trains, which had previously used the Altrincham line into Manchester, were then diverted via Stockport. Phase 1 of the Metrolink opened in stages during 1992, from Bury to Victoria on 6 April 1992, the street-running section from Victoria to G-Mex now Deansgate Castlefield on 27 April, Deansgate Castlefield to Altrincham on 15 June, then the branch to Piccadilly Railway Station on 20 July. Services. Service patterns have varied over the years, however, as of February 2017. During the evenings and on Sundays and bank holidays, the frequency drops to 12 minutes and only run to Etihad campus. Rolling stock. All services are operated by M5000 trams. Between 1992 and 2009, the line was operated by the original fleet of 26 T68 trams. From 2009, the new fleet of M5000 trams was introduced, and these replaced the original T68 trams, which were withdrawn from service during 2012-14.